Welcome to the Word for Life podcast, a daily devotional covering the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
In Genesis chapter 46, we see Jacob taking his family and traveling to Egypt to settle down there. And he stops in a place called Beersheba. There, God meets him. God tells him not to be afraid of going to Egypt. Now, why should Jacob be afraid? After all, he is going to Egypt and he will meet Joseph. You see, there were several challenges in Egypt for Jacob. Number one, Egypt was at that time a very prosperous and mighty nation. But Jacob's family was a very small family. There were only 66 people in his family, and if you add Joseph's family, there were 70 people in all. So the fear is you never know how the mighty Egyptians will treat this small family. Secondly, Joseph's family were shepherds, and shepherds were disliked by the Egyptians. We could say Joseph was in a very high position in Egypt. Even so, because the Egyptians despised shepherds, Jacob would have been worried about how they will look at him when he comes and settles down in their land. Finally, God promised Canaan, not Egypt, to the family of Abraham. But now Jacob was taking his family 240 kilometers or 150 miles away from Canaan. The question is, will Jacob's children return back to Canaan after the famine is over? Or will they, after having seen the prosperity of Egypt, settle down forever in Egypt? Will they lose sight of God's promises and his promised land? So many thoughts would have bothered Jacob. Thankfully, the Lord met him and told him not to be afraid. And God gave reasons why Jacob should not be afraid. God told him, I am taking you there. And God said, I have a plan for you in Egypt. I am taking you there not only to escape the famine, but also to make you a great nation there in Egypt. And after you have become a great nation, I will bring all of you back. Read verse 3 of Genesis 46. I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. And I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again. And Joseph's own hand will close your eyes. After hearing this from God, Jacob left Beersheba and continued his journey to Egypt. But once the family arrived in Egypt, Joseph came to receive them, but also gave a very wise advice. He told his family that when they meet Pharaoh, they must specifically inform him that they were shepherds. Only then Pharaoh will allot them the land of Goshen. Now, why did Joseph want his family to settle in Goshen? There could be two reasons. First of all, Goshen was a pasture land fit for feeding and shepherding flock. Secondly, and most importantly, the land of Goshen was away from the main cities of Egypt. That means the land of Goshen was somewhere near Egypt's eastern border, and it was also near the residence of Joseph. So, Goshen was away from the main places of Egypt. Above all, it was very convenient for the future escape of Israel from Egypt. So Joseph made a wise choice. He did not want his family to mix too much with the Egyptians. In verse 33 and 34, he told his brothers, "When Pharaoh calls you in and asks, 'What is your occupation?' you should answer, 'Your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood, just as our fathers did.' Then you will be allowed to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are detestable to the Egyptians." Friends, as believers today, we too can take a lesson from this. We live among people of other faiths and cultures. We cannot physically separate ourselves from them, and we need not physically separate from them. In fact, the Bible calls us to mix with them and also be salt of the earth. This means we need to live peacefully among non-Christians and unbelievers. But we must be careful about our own minds. Believers are always careful when they see ungodly lifestyles and cultures and ungodly people. Believers are careful not to get influenced by ungodly people. They will keep their minds pure. You see, God took Jacob's family to Egypt, but still kept them away from Egyptian influence. They were in Egypt, but away from Egypt. Scripture tells us that we are in the world, but not of the world. May the Lord grant us wisdom every day to keep the balance between being in the world and not being of the world. While we make and maintain friendships with all, may we grow in wisdom in knowing how to stay away from ungodly influences.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Word for Life podcast.